Welcome back to the channel, guys. Just wanted to have a video here. I found this out because I'm working with a loan officer. We were looking to possibly purchase a house, and I did not realize that if you're self-employed, 1099 worker, like you're gig work, you do deliveries, or even if you just run your own business and you don't have it under an LLC, what I found out is they cannot use your income prior to your expenses. Now, what does that mean? Typically, if you're going to get a mortgage, they look at your income before taxes, and that's how they estimate your affordability, your debt to income ratio. That factors into how much of a house you can get. Well, the wife and I, we've been doing this Walmart delivery gig work for, I don't know, 5-6 years now. And we were going, okay, well, I mean, we're bringing in okay amounts, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Tag that on with my VA disability, and you know, hey, we should be right around that 300, 400K range to afford a house. We can afford that. So we were plugging all the numbers in, and we were doing all the math, and it all added up. It was great. Went ahead, checked the credit, made sure that was on par. Then we went and applied and found out that if you're a 1099 worker, or if you're self-employed, or if you run a business and you expense everything, and that's the goal, right? You know, if you're a 1099 worker, or if you're working for yourself, you're going to write off everything under the sun because you're trying not to pay taxes at the end of the year, or at least as little tax as you possibly can at the end of the year. So what we found out is that if you do that, on the first page of your taxes, of your 1040, if that's what you file, they can only use the taxable income. So I'll use a random example similar to ours. Let's say that technically you're able to say you made $48,000, but you wrote off excuse me, $35,000 worth of expenses, mileage, you know, whatever else you want, you know, electric, phone, maybe you rent an office space. You wrote all this off. So on paper, according to your taxes, it's only going to show you made about 5-8 grand. Well, that is the only income they can use for that year. So they will take that like 5-8 grand, divide it by 12, and that's it. So you thought you were able to show $100,000 a year income combined with maybe your VA disability and whatever you do for work. But no, they're only going to be able to use maybe $50,000 total to include your VA disability. AKA, at the current interest rates, you can't even get a house. I mean, you're not even going to be able to afford to qualify for a house. And in order to use a VA loan, especially if you're using your bonus entitlement, the minimum house has to be 144K. So that's already going to put you out of the picture. And this is just something I learned, and I thought I would share with you guys because I wasn't fully up to par or up to speed on how that worked. So I asked the loan officer, well, what do you do about that? Because that doesn't seem fair. And he basically just said that what you have to do is you pretty much just have to suck it up and not claim expenses, or not claim as many, and pay Uncle Sam for the next 2 years, because it takes 2 years worth of tax returns they have to use for a mortgage. So you're basically just going to have to suck it up and pay like 30 to 50 grand in taxes just to show an income in order to qualify for something that gets you enough money to buy a decent house. And I think that's something that needs to change. I fully disagree with it. I don't know how we can get that to change, but I wanted to let you guys know that. This is just a quick video about self-employment, 1099, if you're, you know, a gig worker doing deliveries, and you got your VA disability and you were thinking about buying a house, this is something that you need to think about. This is also something that you need to talk about. And just as a bonus on this as well, if you try to use New Day USA or Veterans United or any of those big companies, and they tell you, well, we can't do this till you pay this old charge off, or we can't do this because you owe this collection account, or any other lender tries to tell you, well, we need to pay this down in order for us to move forward. Technically, you do not have to. You just need to find a right lender that has no overlays, because those are called overlays that the company puts on themselves in order to make it easier for them to write loans. So, for example, like New Day USA, they're always, you know, advertising, we do it for love, we do it for the veteran. No, you don't. You do it for the quickest loan you can turn around possible for the least amount of work and effort to put in for veterans who maybe have had some issues in the past with credit. Maybe they do have a charge off. Maybe they do have a collection. You just don't want to do that. You just want it to be as easy as it can be for you to print money for your company. They're not actually fully helping veterans. Now, I'm not saying they're not a good company. And if you don't have charge offs, and if you don't have any, you know, collections or anything, use them. They're probably great and fast. But don't let any of them tell you you have to pay off $15,000, $20,000 in charge offs before they can even consider trying to get you a home loan. That's just not the case. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. And I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but I only like to post a video when something is for certain. I don't like to bullshit with you. I'm not going to continue to post video after video with all these scare topics about, oh my God, I saw a line written on dcnews.org that veterans are going to lose all their disability. Watch my video, blah, blah. I don't play that game. I don't do that for you guys. If it's something legit and it's something final and it's something I can basically give you an update on, I'll do that. So until next time, guys, appreciate it. Thanks to all those that subscribe. Please share if you can. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever ran into this self-employment issue, buying a house. And if you know any workarounds, let me know. I mean, help me out here. Other than that, until next time. Later.